You're listening to the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Brueski.
Talking with Shavaun Scott right now about Thomas Randolph. If you've been following, we've been carrying the audio of the courtroom for you. And you've probably seen pictures, learned about it on TV. Interesting case, to say the least.
I am really fascinated by his hairstyle.
Exactly.
With the pigtails. And I've wondered, he's had all these wives. How did he get women to marry him?
Those are my first two questions I have for you, actually, that I'm like, they're literally, it's constantly changing appearance is my note. And why would someone find this man attractive? That's literally what I have here. So I'm going to shoot that to you. This is such a bizarre case when you look at his constantly changing looks throughout the decades, and then especially in recent years, almost looking very feminine with long flowing locks. And now he got that cut up and he looks, I guess, more male and just more professional in general. What do you make of someone like this who did constantly change their appearance almost as frequently as he changed wives?
Yeah, and it does make you wonder, does he have this manipulative strategy of being chameleon-like and trying to give a certain persona? He has got to have some kind of shtick that is not apparent at this point to hook women in. And I have not had a tremendous amount of information on the women that he's married, but at least from a few of the photos I saw, they look like normal middle-class women.
Yeah.
So there has to be some kind of a game that he runs in order to get women to marry him. He just, at this point, from what we're seeing, does not look like an appealing category of person. So there's something going on with this guy that, I don't have a lot of insight into yet because we just don't have any psych reports have a good history of him, but he's definitely an odd one.
Because the question would be, why would actually someone find this man attractive to begin with? Looks are relative to each and every person, but the personality is very bizarre. He does come across as somewhat likable. There's almost a mysteriousness about him to a certain extent. Just the way he holds himself, the way he talks about life and his experiences and things. Is it more that people were drawn in by just the weirdness of Thomas Randolph?
It certainly can be. There are a lot of people who are, a bit eccentric, and they come off as, the tortured, starving artist ever. And you'll look at a very high functioning woman that falls for someone like that and go, what did you see here? And sometimes it is an attraction to the fact that he's different or he's special, or I can help him in these ways, or I can guide him in these ways, or he's so brilliant. It's always fascinating if you can interview the women who were hooked and try to find out what was the motivator here for you. Because looking superficially, I don't think most normal people would say this is not exactly appealing.
What I'm wondering about when I look at this, and I'm not in any way, I'm trying to be superficial. I'm just looking at the facts and I'm looking at the evidence. And we had talked about this a little bit earlier. All of the women look, you're exactly right. They look like very average, middle-aged women, not bad, not good, just your average. They're not
average
they're not like supermodels or anything like that physically when you look at them and go, oh, like he really went for that person because of this look or something. When I look at this, I go, oh, he went for that person because they have some money probably. Any attention sometimes, especially in life, if you're not getting it, is going to be good attention. If this is a male that is showing you this sort of attention and supposedly, has this past of being this, romance man and good at this and good at that, I could see that being the drive with some of this, just because any attention may be good attention. And he certainly knew how to butter them up, if you will.
I believe that. I definitely believe that. There are, again, psychopathic men who are just masters of manipulating women, and they move from one to another. Normally, they don't kill them as they move on, but they're just very good with exactly what you said, flattery and making women feel special and, being so solicitous, at least early in the relationship, and so kind. And this may be his MO.
I don't know that Thomas Randolph would have pulled all of this off if he did it with women who were of a different, I guess, and again, not trying to be crude or stature. I don't think he would have been hooking the real attractive young women at all. I think he went for a very specific person that he knew statistically would likely fall and go down his path. And that to me kind of seems like this is the pattern, and that's kind of the reps that he has in life, was doing exactly that.
Yeah, psychopaths have a real nose for vulnerable people.
Yep.
And in that way, they are very scary predators because, so many wonderful people out there that tend to be trusting and have a lot of vulnerabilities. And so they can easily be taken advantage of. We do see this a lot. But generally, the person takes their money and then just moves on to the next victim. And you don't find murder as part of the process.
Unless death is the way to get the money, which we've seen in this quite a bit. It's you get the check when the insurance comes in.
This is an examination of the hidden human condition.
This is the Hidden Killers Podcast
with Tony Brueski.